be selfish, I'm still not gonna be working that hard. Like, I know that this is like a very hard concept for people to grasp. When you notice them, run. Always remember, you are that.
In this house, there's some whores 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 in this house.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Nyla. I make lifestyle content with a little bit of beauty and fashion sprinkled in. So if you're not already subscribed, I really don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You're gonna love it here because baby girl, everybody loves it here. And that's on period, so subscribe for the vibes. Today's video, which I'm kind of excited about, is going to be a what I've learned in my 20s. I haven't exactly figured out what I'm gonna title it. It's either gonna be that or 28 things I've learned in my 20s. Haven't figured it out yet, but I recently turned 28. My birthday was on March 25th. Baby, we's getting old. I'm getting closer to 30. Yikes. No, not yikes for real. I think my 30s are gonna be like a good decade when that time, you know, rolls around. Quickly approaching though. But I figured it would be really fun to make a what I've learned in my 20s and just share with y'all 28 things that I've learned thus far in my 20s. So if you're interested in what a bitch got to say, then keep on watching. Okay, I have my list here on my phone. I also have my emotional support water bottle, my Stanley. So if you see me like going like this, it's so I can grab my cup. But I have 28 things on this list. They're not necessarily in any particular order. In some, well, the last thing on the list, I put it last for a reason, but everything else for the most part is not in any particular order. Also, some of the things on here are like related concepts, but yeah, we finna get into it. So number one, take care of you and always put yourself first. So this is not to say that I don't care about my family and my friends in my life, because of course I do, and I would drop everything for them if I needed to, you know, be there. However, I feel like you cannot pour from an empty cup, and if I am not doing okay, like I cannot be there personally for other people. Like I just won't have the bandwidth to do it. So I think I've really learned the importance of like really taking care of myself. That also requires me like being in tune really with how I'm feeling, which I know that I can neglect my own emotions, but I really do prioritize myself over everybody and everything. And I know that some people like view that as being selfish. We can also put this along the lines of number one, be selfish, because I don't know. I don't really feel like prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first is being selfish. I think you need to take care of yourself and be okay with yourself, because I don't feel like you can really be that great of a friend or that great of a partner if you're not okay and you're neglecting yourself, your wants, your needs. So if that means that a bitch is gonna be selfish, that's fine. I'm always gonna take care of Nyla, because that's just what it is. I take this approach because I feel like I can show up better for the people that I care about in my life when I am showing up for myself. Does that make sense? So take care of you and prioritize yourself. Next, I have you can change paths. So it's okay to deviate from what you thought was your original path or purpose. I think that this is like a really good one, because I have most definitely changed paths. Things have not necessarily worked out the way that I originally thought that they were supposed to work out in my mind in the way that I planned, but I believe that things happen for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, the way that they're supposed to happen. And I think it's okay if you change your mind and you decide that you want to do something different. And this is coming from someone who literally had their whole life planned out since I was a kid. I knew that I wanted to be a doctor. And so I purposefully like wanted to go to a certain school within my high school. Was the School of Biotechnology, Public Health, and something else. It was at Olympic High School in Charlotte. I think they changed. It was 5 schools in one. I don't think it's like that anymore. I think it's changed. But anyways, I specifically wanted to be in that school because I like science, and I knew that I was gonna go on the pre-med track. So in college, I majored in biological sciences with a human bio concentration. When I graduated, I did have plans to go to medical school. I did apply to med school. I didn't get in, but I also knew I had an interest in public health, which really fully developed probably when I took time off from undergrad and I was working at a hospital as a medical scribe, and that was like really when I developed a super deep interest into public health. And so I applied to grad school and I applied to medical school and MPH programs at the same time. I figured one of these two has got to work out because failure is not an option. Grad school is what worked out, and I went for my master's of public health. My specific concentration for my degree is health equity, social justice, and human rights, which heavily aligns with who I am as a person, what I believe in, you know, all these things. I'm kind of glad that things worked out the way that they worked out. I feel like I can do a lot of things with my public health degree, and I also feel like if down the road I decide I want to do something else, I have a lot of skills that are transferable, I think, to like other fields and industries. So I say all that to say, like, yes, you might have your whole life planned out, but like things might change. You might develop new interests, or like maybe it just wasn't supposed to happen that way, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to like shift and change from like what you initially thought you wanted to do or how you thought life was going to be. Even I'm 28 years old. I thought that maybe I would be like engaged by 25 and like married before I'm 30. I mean, you know, the marriage part could still happen, who knows? But like, I just also think that that's very crazy, and it's no shade to my friends who are already married and people that I know in general that are already married. I just don't feel like, being 28 now, I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking way. Like, there's no way. Like, I just don't feel like, now I feel like I'm in a space where, you know, I am ready and open to like finding my life partner and being married down the line, although I'm also okay with if that never happens. Obviously, yes, it is something that I do want to happen, but I've also come to terms with like, if it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean that like my life is like a failure or something. But at 25 years old, I just don't, or even younger than that, I just don't think that I was in the right place to be married. And I was very much focused on figuring out Nyla and my career and my life, and that is what I cared about. So yeah, but I say all that to say it's okay if you decide to change your mind and you change paths, and you know, shit happens, like life happens, like it's okay. Next, get out of your comfort zone. It's okay to put yourself out there and get out of your comfort zone. I feel like this applies to various facets of life. So for those that are unaware, and to some people, it doesn't come off that I'm introverted, which is very interesting to me. I mean, I guess I do know I have a switch. I know how to like turn it on and off, but by nature, I'm a very introverted person. I don't like talking to people. I don't like doing things that are outside of like my normal routine that I have curated, or the things that I just generally like to do. Like, no, I want to do what is comfortable for me. However, I do think that it is important that you step out of your comfort zone, whether that mean in your personal life, career-wise, whatever. I think sometimes you just need to try new things, because I think trying new things breeds new experiences, new ways of thinking, different perspectives. And I really think these situations in which you are getting out of your comfort zone, they really do help you grow as a person. So for example, I moved to Minneapolis a year ago, and I'm out here by myself, and this is something that is very much outside my comfort zone, because my core friend group, even though I have friends outside of them, my core friend group and my family, they're all back in North Carolina. So I'm out here solo dolo by myself, having to figure it out, and it has been an experience to say the least. And when I say that, I don't mean like in a bad way. I think that me making this move has made me think about a lot of things differently, made me think more about what I want out of my life, and has really forced me to grow. So it's an experience that I'm very thankful for. So I'm glad that I did it. And I think whatever that looks like for you, I do think that it is important to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Ooh, this is a good one. Run your own race. You're not behind, you're right where you're supposed to be. It's very easy to compare yourself to your friends or others around you who are hitting certain milestones in life that you haven't hit yet, but everyone's journey is different. I think especially as you hit like mid-20s and like late 20s, approaching your 30s, and you see your peers or your friends in your life who are like getting married, like having babies, certain things like that. And I also think, especially as a woman, I think you really start to like question things in your life, and you're like, maybe why hasn't this happened for me yet, or things like that. I feel like we're all guilty of it, and I will admit that I'm guilty of it. But also, when I really sit down and think about my life, I'm in a different place than a lot of my other friends, and that's okay. I went to school and I got an additional degree. They did not. That's not like a slight to them, but like, because I did that, things just pan out differently. For me, I was in a almost 3-year relationship in my early 20s, and I've been single since I got out of that relationship. And yes, there have been periods like where I wanted to be in one, and I did, you know, try with a few people, but also I was very focused on my education and my career. That was a little bit more important to me than putting a little bit more effort into dating, if I'm going to be honest and real with myself. But just because I may not be in a long-term relationship or married doesn't mean that I am a failure, or that that might not come for me. I don't own a house. I know quite a few people who are becoming homeowners or who are homeowners, and it's like, that's really like beautiful and cool to see. And sometimes I wish like, damn, I was in a house. But then also it's just like, no, I don't, because I really enjoy the convenience of apartment life. I just really enjoy the convenience of apartment life. I'm not trying to mow no, well, I wouldn't be mowing no fucking lawn. I would be hiring someone if I didn't have a man. I don't want to clean no big ass house right now by myself, although I'd probably hire a cleaning service. I just don't want to have all the costs and expenses that are associated with having a home right now. I know people try to pass it off like it's the best thing ever, and yes, it is a way to build wealth and things like that. However, having a house is a really big responsibility, and truthfully, it is not something that I am personally ready for right now. It is something that I do want, you know, soon, but like at this present moment, I am fine with like living in an apartment. So yeah, it's very easy to compare where you are in life to where your friends are, or to where people you went to school with are. But like at the end of the day, like, you are running your own race, and you have to stop compare. It's hard, especially with social media, but like, you have to stop doing that and literally just focus on you, your journey, where you are right now, and what you're working towards and where you're meant to be. Like, everybody's life is different. Everybody's life path is different. Everyone's journey is different, and that is okay. So run your own motherfucking race. Okay, friendships are important. I wrote on here, I'm very grateful for my circle of friends. I know there are a lot of people, especially women, who don't have a close circle of friends, so I'm very appreciative that I can always count on them. I think friendships are very important. I know that we feel like we don't need anybody sometimes, and we can do life alone, which, I mean, yes and no. I think friendships are very important, and I am very grateful that I have this circle of friends that I do have, like my core friend group. Like I said, I have friendships and people that I love like outside of my core friend group. I'm very grateful to have the friends that I've had. I've known majority of them since middle school. Donna's the only one that I met in college that has become friends with my core friend group, and so now my friends are her friends, and I love that for her. Everyone else I've known since either middle school or high school. We just all became friends at different points in time. But I think it's really dope that we have seen each other like grow up, grow through different life changes and transitions, still going through different life changes, achievements, and transitions. I just think it's really dope to see, and I feel like when we link up, it's just always a good time. I know for a fact that I can count on all my day one bitches, so I love that for me, and I love that for them. It's just really cool to have a circle of friends, and so I would highly encourage that if you don't have that currently, it's not too late. Making friends as an adult is harder, but it's definitely not too late. Get you a good circle of friends, a good group of like down bitches in your life, bitches that will also call you out. It's not okay to have yes men in your circle, at least not for me. If I do something that offends you, or if you see me just doing something in my life that is just like questionable, like, bitch, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. I just think having that level of accountability is important as well in friendships. Some of y'all be want bitches around you that's not gonna tell you when your shit stinks, and that is not okay. Even if like y'all have that conversation with me talking to my friends right now, and I might feel like some type of way in the moment. I always know, and this is the same when I'm talking to them about certain shit, like I know that y'all are coming from a place of love, and whenever I'm coming to y'all about your behavior or something that y'all are doing, which is very fucking rare, but it's always coming from a place of love, never from a place of malice. So I'm very grateful for my friend group in my life. So go get you some if you don't have some. Ooh, tell people, the people that you love them. So love on your people. I think this is a just great general message. Anyways, life is short. Like, niggas have lives, people are doing their things, but like, you know, we don't really know when our last day on this earth is. So like, tell your people you love them. Like, our parents are getting older, like, you know, just tell people that you love them before you know it's too late. So I always think that that's a good message. Okay, we are on number 7, by the way. You will be okay after a breakup. Heartbreak hurts, but it's not forever. I know that it might seem like when you break up with somebody, especially if you were with them for like 2-3+ years, it might feel like, damn, I'm never finna find somebody like this again. Yes, you will, bitch. Pick yourself up and stand the fuck up. Yes, you will. It hurts right now, and you need to feel your feelings. It does hurt, it does suck, but I promise the feelings are temporary. I experienced my first heartbreak when I was 21. I dated someone for almost 3 years, and that was the first person that I was ever in love with. It's the only person that I've ever been in love with. And so yeah, when we broke up, that situation definitely did hurt, but like in hindsight now, 7 years later, like a bitch is okay. Like, life is great, life is fine. So I don't know, like, it does hurt in the moment. It really does, especially if it's like your first heartbreak, but I really do promise you that shit does not last forever. You will be okay, and there is life outside of that or after the heartbreak, and life is great. At least for me, life is great. I mean, I got a nigga, but life is great for me, so, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay. And I also feel like the heartbreak, the situation, it becomes a lesson that you like carry with you. You know how to move forward. You know what things that you will and won't tolerate in a future relationship. What do you want out of a partner? So it becomes a learning experience. It definitely does hurt in the moment, but I promise you, you will be okay. And you might have other instances of heartbreak. I've definitely been hurt by men since that situation. I won't call them necessarily heartbreak, but yeah, I was really hurt by them. But like, life goes on. Like, you will be okay. I promise you will be okay. So yeah, there is life after heartbreak. Promise you, babes. It's okay to start over as many times as you need to. I feel like this can apply to different situations. For me, this applies to like my health and wellness journey. I also feel like this applies like even maybe like in my personal life, which I cannot talk to y'all about quite yet. I'm saving it for a different occasion, a different video, but it's okay to start over as many times as you need to. You fell off when it came to working out, it's okay, baby. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. Just go back and try to be consistent. You're trying to get better at eating healthier, like, don't just like cut a whole bunch of shit out of your diet. Everything is okay in moderation, and just keep trying. You realize that maybe this is not the job for you, and you have to go back essentially on the job market, and you want to look for a new opportunity, like, that is okay. This kind of even relates to like making like pivots in your life and trying new things. Like, if like you thought that this was the career path for you and you realize maybe it's not, you want to try something else, it's okay to start over in a new field. Like, it is okay. I feel like life is about making mistakes and learning from them, or not even always making mistakes, just like trying new things and knowing that it is okay to start over as many times as you need to. It's okay. Please lie down, Skipper. Lie down. My dog is getting on my nerves today. So if you hear like his chain in the background or like pitter patter on the floor, it's because I'm filming a video and he wants attention. And so his way of getting attention is by being annoying and walking around everywhere. So yeah. Next, health is wealth. What you put into your body matters. As I've gotten older, my stomach is just like no to a lot of shit. So I'm trying to do better at listening to what it likes versus what it doesn't. This right here, baby, is a good one. I really do believe that health is wealth and what you put into your body matters. That's not to say that you can't go eat Chick-fil-A or you can't have a goddamn burger or you can't have some french fries or eat fried food or like eat out, whatever. Of course you can do those things, but I think you need to do those things in moderation. At least I will speak for myself. As I've gotten older, I feel like I've always had like food allergies. I've also always like been a picky eater. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that certain things like just don't agree with my system, or if I eat them too much, my body doesn't like it. My stomach will be in shambles, my skin will break out, like it just is not happy. And so I've really had to learn to listen to what my body likes and what it doesn't like. And also be mindful of what I'm putting into my body. So I have tracked macros and calories in the past. I don't believe in doing that anymore. As someone who struggles with their relationship with food, it's not healthy for me. It works in the moment of me, you know, with my weight loss goals, but then after that, it's just not the best for me personally. But I don't think you need to track calories and your macros in order to be mindful of what you're putting in your body. I just think you should just prioritize, or like I said, what I'm doing is trying to prioritize more fruits and veggies, having more protein in my diet. I read the ingredients of everything that I buy, and the reason I do that is because I have food allergies, and also at one point in time my stomach really was getting irritated by almost everything that I was putting in my body. So then I realized that like my body was having a little aversion to wheat at the moment. And even some wheat products today still upset my stomach and others don't. So I just have to be mindful and really listen to what my body likes versus what it doesn't like. I need to turn off the air because I'm starting to get cold. Number 10, experience life. Life is for experiences and memories. Travel, go to concerts, live in a new city, make memories with friends, etc. I feel like this one kind of does speak for itself. Go out and do things. For me, I like to travel. I like to make memories with my friends. I like to make memories with my family. I like to go to concerts. I haven't gone to as many like since COVID and stuff, but don't worry, we finna pick that back up. Same thing with travel. But like life is for experiences. Go do new things. Go travel. Go see the world. Go live in a new city. I'm living in a new city. Like, go experience life. There is so much in this world that it has to offer you. There's so much to learn. So many new experiences to be had. Just go experience life. 11, you are enough. I am more than enough. It's like an affirmation. I've definitely let niggas make me question my self-worth in the past and never again. This also stems back to my own abandonment issues. We're not gonna get too heavy into that topic because y'all need to know that much about me, at least not right now. Don't feel like sharing that. But yes, I do have my own abandonment issues. And I've noticed how that shows up a lot in my interaction with men. But I think because of my own abandonment issues and how I've let certain things slide with men in the past, I have questioned my own self-worth. But no more, because first of all, my worth is not determined by a man. Let's start there. I know society likes to try and make you think that it is, and that the patriarchy tries to make you think that it is, but it's not. Your life doesn't revolve around a man. At least mine doesn't. My life does not revolve around men. I don't place my self-worth, I no longer place my self-worth in them, because who are they? I am more than enough, and that's on period. I also feel like that applies even outside of like romantic partnerships, because sometimes we put our self-worth into like how our own parents or our family or our relatives feel about us, or how they treat us and things like that. And at the end of the day, like none of that outside shit like matters. You have to know internally that you are more than enough. This is a good one. This really just applies to me. I don't know if this applies to anybody else, but I wrote on here, it's okay to not have FOMO. I'm okay with not doing anything. I'm very introverted. I'm a homebody. I go out when I'm in the mood, but I prefer more chill activities if I'm gonna go out. Takes less energy and doesn't drain my social battery as much, but I also enjoy being at home. And nobody can make me feel bad about it. People have tried. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. Like, I'm okay. I feel like college, a little bit in high school, And then like early 20s, yes, I used to go out a lot more. When I say out, I'm mostly referring to like nightlife, as in like going to parties, going to clubs, going to kickbacks, that kind of stuff. I don't care to do that anymore. Like, I'm not saying that I'm judging anybody who does like to do that. Do you do whatever makes you happy? I just only care to have those kinds of experiences currently, like now where I'm at in life, every once in a while. And it's because I've realized that those experiences for me, I'm speaking about me, Nyla, everybody else can do what they want. It really takes a lot out of me and it drains my battery. And I just don't be enjoying how I be feeling after those situations. I'm so fucking tired and like drained, and I just don't enjoy that. So it's not something that I can do on like a every weekend type of basis. It has to be like every once in a while type of thing for me. I just enjoy being at home, being in my own little space. That is just what I like. But if I am gonna go out, I don't mind going to like a social house or like a bar or a place like that has like games and drinks and stuff like that. I like going to do like different types of activities, paint and sip. I really want to go axe throwing. I've never done mini golf, but I would do that. I like places like Top Golf. I like just chilling at one of my friends' house or at my own house and like my friends come over. I love going out to eat. A bitch is always gonna be down to eat. Let's go shopping. Let's go do some other activity outside of being in the club. I just don't want to be there. Like, I just don't. And sometimes I just want to be at home. And ain't nobody ever finna make me feel bad about that ever again. So sorry. Like, it's just not going to happen. So yeah. Have a signature makeup look. Finding your signature makeup look is crucial. I literally do my makeup the same every time because why would I deviate from what works? Plus, I don't really care about eyeshadow looks anymore. So yeah, when I was first getting into makeup, I used to kill them eyeshadow looks. I was looking back at some old Instagram pictures a few weeks ago. I used to be that bitch when it came to giving like eye looks, but I just don't really care to do that anymore. I just want a really good base and that's it. I do my makeup for the most part the same every single time. I might switch out a foundation or a concealer that I'm using. Very rare I have the same rotation of products that I like to use. But I do my makeup basically the same every time because I know that it's not gonna fail me and I just like how it looks on me. Y'all are always gonna see me in a nude lip variation, like a glossy nude lip. That is just what I like. Brown lip liner and a pink gloss, and it just hits every fucking time. I just feel like as you get older, it's really important to figure out what is your makeup look? How do you like to look when you're doing your makeup? So yeah, also going kind of with having a signature makeup look, building your wardrobe. So these two are kind of about like your outward appearance, kind of sort of. So invest in quality clothing. At some point, you're gonna wanna start spending money on pieces that will last for a while in your closet and that are better quality. I feel like for the past few years, but especially maybe like these past two, I really have been focused on trying to get quality pieces in my closet. So from quality basics, quality underwear, quality bras, quality like pants, whether it's cargos, denim, leather, a good array of like bodysuits, having statement like dresses and pieces that I can wear for like my birthday or someone else's birthday or like a dressier occasion, like getting some different types of shoes and sneakers that I can wear. Like, I just think it's really important to, as you're getting older, to really build up your wardrobe and like and figure out what your style is and what you like to wear. I know that buying quality pieces can be a lot of money. I understand that a lot. However, while it might be a lot of money, you're going to be very thankful in the long run because then you're not replacing items in your closet as much. So yes, I know a lot of people like to shop on Shein. Personally, I hate that store. I think all of their clothing looks extremely cheap. That is why I don't buy anything from them. That is not to shit on anybody that does shop there. I also understand that they're very cost effective. They are terrible for the environment. Like, they are worse than a lot of other fast fashion brands out there that you can shop at. but I just don't shop there because their clothes are cheap, and I know after a few wears I'm going to end up replacing the stuff. So I might as well just spend more money. That is just me. That's just me. I would rather spend more money up front for nicer things. I'm trying to have it last in my closet for a good little minute. So building a quality wardrobe. No one has life figured out. You won't always have your shit together. And this kind of relates back to the point of starting over and not comparing yourself to those around you. It's okay. Really, nobody has this life shit figured out, even our parents. Like, don't nobody have this shit figured out. Like, yes, like, of course we learn things and gain wisdom as we get older, but like, I feel like we're always evolving and growing in this thing called life, and no one like truly has life figured out, because if someone had it all figured out, I don't know, I feel like life would be boring. So like, yes, we do figure certain things out and we do learn certain things along the way, but don't let nobody fool you. Nobody got this shit figured out, girl. Like, it's really okay. This is a big one for me. We're on 16. Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. I'm still working on this, but I will say I have gotten better as I've gotten older. I will agree with this statement. I come from a place, I'm not gonna say I don't know where it comes from, because yes, I do. I come from a place where I like to do everything myself. And I don't really like for asking for help, and I didn't used to like asking for help because I felt like that made me like weak or less than. It's just the simple fact that you can't do you can't always do everything you can't always do everything yourself, and it's okay to ask people for help, especially if you're asking loved ones and your friends in your life, people who supposedly say that they care and love you. Like, it's okay to ask for help. And sometimes even in your professional life and at work, you have to delegate and like get help. It's okay. That doesn't make you any less of a person. Sometimes you need help and you just gotta ask for it. 17, I'm a firm believer in this one. Don't force shit. Don't force anything in life. I don't believe in forcing friendships, relationships, with men, certain situations, just in general. If it's meant to be, it will. And I just feel like things shouldn't be that hard. I will always stand by this. I don't believe in forcing anything. I like things to happen organically and happen naturally. And I feel like if I have to put in too much effort into something, this is not saying that I'm not willing to work at things, but you know how sometimes when you're working at things and it feels forced, I feel like that's when it's an issue. I don't believe in working at things that hard. I don't. I'm not finna force anything in life. If it's meant to be, it will be. And if it's not, that's okay. Like, but I'm not finna force shit like ever. It's not gonna happen. 18, it's really not that deep. It might seem deep in the moment, but it really isn't. And after like 5 minutes, maybe a day, maybe a week, it's really not gonna matter, babe. Like, it really isn't. Like, let it go. It's not that deep. Relax. It feels that deep in the moment, but I promise you, in the grand scheme of things, it really is not that deep. Let that shit go. Let it go. And that's all I have to say on that, because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. 19, this is also a great one for me. Crying is not a weakness. It's okay to cry. It doesn't make you weak. Still learning this. I'm not a crier. I hate it, but I feel like when I feel like I'm gonna cry, I just let myself cry now. I used to like hold it in and was just like, yeah, no, we not letting a single tear fall, bitch. You better suck that shit right on up. It's not coming out. We're not crying. You're not a weak bitch. We're not crying. But crying isn't a weakness. It's you letting out emotion. And when you feel like you have to cry, you just need to let yourself cry. Feel the feelings. You're not weak just because you cry. And I'm also talking to myself right now. You're not a weak bitch just because you decide to cry. Like, it is okay. It's okay. You can cry. It's okay. That doesn't make you weak. Be assertive. So I'm very shy, but sometimes I do have to be assertive, and I'm not afraid anymore, for the most part, of asking for what I want, or having to be assertive to get what I want. Nobody's finna hand you nothing in life. For the most part, you're gonna have to go and get it. And yes, it does suck to have to like, you gotta put your big girl panties on. You gotta be assertive. Like, that's just what it is. That's how you get what you want out of life. You have to be assertive. I also feel like that helps people know to not fucking play with you. That doesn't mean that you're like rude or that you're a bitch, although sometimes that just is how it comes off because we're women. But like, you have to do it to be able to get what you want out of life, and that just, it is what it is. So yes, it kind of sucks to have to do it sometimes, especially if you're someone like me who is more shy, who is more introverted, but you have to practice being assertive and really walk the walk so you can get the things that you want in life. So yeah, be delusional. This is one that I have really been loving, learning and trying to implement over the past like 2 years, especially since I always see this kind of content on TikTok. But being delusional does work. So fake it till you make it. Being delusional works. Eventually you'll start believing whatever you're selling or whatever you're telling yourself. I do believe that. It kind of goes along the lines of manifestation, if you will, but be delusional. Like, sky is the fucking limit to an extent for me because I'm very pragmatic, but like, be delusional. Be delusional. And if you have to fake it till you make it, a lot of people do it all the time. You will not be the first. Yeah, be delusional and really like aim for the fucking stars. You gonna get what you want. So be delusional. 22. I'ma work hard, but not that hard. So I wrote, hustle culture is not for me, never has been, have no interest in it. I don't even really want to work, but since I have to, ain't no job finna kill me. And that really is on period. A lot of y'all want to be girl bosses and hustle, hustle, hustle. And like, that sounds great and everything. Not me though. That doesn't mean that I'm not finna work hard in life, especially for the things that I want. Of course I am, but I'm not finna run myself into the ground. I'm not finna have 10 million jobs. I'm just not finna do it. I don't even really want to work for real, but I like to live a certain way, and so I have to work. Even if I'm married one day and a nigga wants to take care of me, which is great because that's what I want. I want to be kept, but I also still want to have my own money. And so I'm probably still going to work just because it's more so of a thing that if this doesn't work out, I don't want to have to rely on you type of thing. But I'm still not going to be working that hard. Like, hustle culture is just not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. I'm not finna run myself ragged for no fucking job. Y'all gotta wake up, because these jobs don't care about you. So I don't believe in no fucking hustle culture. I'm also not having 10 million jobs. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that. So like I said, I'm gonna work hard, but not that hard. 23, learn who you are. Self-awareness is key. I've learned a lot about who I am and why I act the way I do and what I should improve upon. Life is all about, I feel like, evolving and becoming a better version of yourself. At least that's what I strive to do in life. And I think that whether you do some internal work and you like figure that out for yourself by thinking about past situations and interactions with people, or you go to therapy to help you figure it out, or you meditate, talk to God to help you figure it out. But like, self-awareness is key, and like, nobody's perfect, and like, you really need to figure out like why you are who you are as a person, why you behave the way you do, why you talk to people the way you do, why you interact the way that you do. I think that that's important, and it provides a lot of insight, and also it can provide a lot of insight to people in your life so they know like who you are and why you are the way that you are. I also think that figuring that out for you helps you figure out what you need to improve upon and maybe do better, or when maybe you need to seek professional help, like going to therapy. I think therapy can benefit everyone. I haven't gone yet just because I don't really want to go through the laborious process of like figuring out like what therapist will work right for me. I'm also not trying to pay out of pocket for that shit, but that's personally why I haven't gone. The other reason is I know a lot about who I am and why I am the way that I am and where it stems from. I just don't know if like emotionally, like I'm aware of it to the point that I'm mindful of it in my interactions with others, but I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to like really dredge all of that shit up in therapy. So that's the other thing. But it is something that I definitely want to start doing before I'm 30. But aside from that though, I am very self-aware about Nyla and why I am the way that I am and how that shows up in my relationships and in my interactions with others. And so I try to move accordingly because of that. 24, almost everything is a lesson. No regrets, only lessons. I really regret any of my decisions in life, I just know what to do differently next time. Yeah, I agree with this one wholeheartedly. I think I said earlier that for the most part, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes bad things just happen. And so like in those situations, I don't necessarily always believe that saying like everything happens for a reason is like the right answer or approach. I kind of feel like that's a little toxic positivity. But for the most part, or at least everything that I've experienced in my life thus far, I feel like almost everything has been a lesson for me, and I don't really regret any decisions that I have in my life. I've said that I've had one regret, but even when I really think about that, I did take something away from it. And so while yes, there's a part of me that wish that that did not happen, I move differently based on that situation. So I did learn something from it. So for the most part, I don't live life with regrets because almost everything has been a learning experience for me. This is one of my favorite ones on this list. Stop giving a fuck. Stop caring about what other people think. It's easier said than done, but I don't give a fuck about a lot of things because who the fuck are some of y'all that I should care about your opinion? And really, that is how I move through life. I know that this is like a very hard concept for people to grasp. I don't care about a lot of y'all's opinions. I don't care what you got to say. Like, I don't value it that much. So like, no, I don't care about a lot of shit. There's very few things that make me angry or rile me up or get me emotional. Like, it's very hard for, especially if I don't really care about you as a person, it's very hard for you to like piss me off or get under my skin. Like, I don't care. And I think I've built up this exterior of not giving a fuck since I was a kid, because I think it just helps you to move through life better. I feel like if you don't care about a lot of shit cannot get to you. That's not to say that I don't care about anything, because there are things that I do care about, but for the most part, I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. And that just is what it is. I don't give a fuck. It's just like, I was watching JT and my Young Miami's episode for, it's like Rap Caviar. It's based on, I think, Spotify's playlist, but they have like a little series on Hulu that follows like different artists. And this one was on the City Girls, and they were asking JT and Young Miami, what is one thing that you want people to know? And Carisha was like, that I really don't be giving a fuck. And JT was like, oh my God, I was about to say the same thing. Ouch. And Carisha was like, don't give a fuck. Red fuck, blue fuck, don't give a fuck. And that is my energy. I don't give a fuck.
That everyone knew about the City Girls.
I really wish everybody knew that I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, I was thinking it.
I do not.
Oh my God, I was gonna say we don't give a fuck.
One fuck, two fuck, red fuck, blue fuck.
Sorry for all the cursing, YouTube. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care. And I feel like it is a practice that a lot of people need to adopt. That's not to say that I'm finna just treat people any kind of way just because I don't care about a lot of shit. I'm not a bitch unless I need to be. I'm gonna still treat people with like, you know, common decency. But in terms of like people's opinions and how they feel about certain things like regarding me as a person, I don't care. That just, it is what it is. I don't care. So stop giving a fuck. It's a great way to live, I promise. 26, budgeting is actually important. Still working on this one, but saving money and budgeting is very important. Also, I also say that I'm still working on this because like, yes, I've had quite a few jobs in like the past like what, 6-7 years, but like especially like since graduating from grad school, this is like my last 2 jobs. So my last job and my current job are the first 2 jobs where I'm really like touching like real actual money. And so now I am really like learning the importance of budgeting and saving. But it is important, especially if you have goals in life, like wanting to get a car or wanting to at some point buy a house, you know, it's an important practice. So something that I'm really trying to work on, also investing my money in certain places. So yeah. 27, pay attention to red flags. Stop ignoring them. This is something that relates to like romantic relationships, even your personal relationships, whether it be with friends or families, even in your career life, like with your job, with your manager or like whatever, stop ignoring red flags. They are there. I understand that we want to see the good in people and give people the benefit of the doubt, but baby, the red flags be there and we be ignoring the fuck out of them, especially when it comes to relationships. We be ignoring the fuck out of them. Stop doing that, because you're only hurting yourself. Stop doing that. Dead ass, stop doing that. When you notice them, run. Last but not least, 28. This one I left for last on purpose. Always remember, you are that bitch. Always and forever. Nobody can ever make me feel otherwise. I'm always finna be that bitch. Always and forever. Can't nobody ever tell me different. So I want every girl, every person in this world to have that aura, to have that energy like, I'm that bitch. Because yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm that bitch and ain't nobody finna tell me different. And so I felt like that was a good way to kind of close out the 28 things. So yeah. All right, y'all, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I definitely enjoyed making this video. Like I said at the beginning, I was like really excited. I was like, ooh, this would be like a really cute video idea, especially because I was on TikTok and I think I saw Jackie Ina make a video about like, because she's in her 30s, so some things that she's learned like thus far, like from her 20s and like early 30s. So I thought that would be a really cool idea to kind of share some things that I have learned thus far in my 20s. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Love you all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you beautiful people in the next video.
Whores in this house, there's some 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 whores in this house.